Thomas and Friends Storytime. James the Super Engine. A podcast story for kids, starring James the Funny Engine. Based on the Railway series by the Reverend W. Awdry. Created by Britt Allcroft. Read by Mark Moraghan and friends. This story is about James, the number 5 red engine. James is very proud of his splendid red paint, and he has a whistle that sounds like this. So let's begin our story. James the Super Engine. It was a bright autumn afternoon on the island of Sodor. James puffed into Knapford Station. He stopped beside a group of children waiting on the platform. The children were clapping and cheering.
Awesome! Oh, that's so cool.
James thought the children were cheering for him.
Why, thank you. No, it's too much, really. Keep it down. I wouldn't want the other engines getting jealous.
Rebecca was waiting at the other platform. She could see that the children were looking at a comic book. On the cover was a picture of a masked comic book hero.
They're not cheering for you, James. They're cheering at their new comic book.
One of the children held up the picture for James to see.
It's the Red Shadow. He can fly at supersonic speed, has superhuman strength, and wears a red super cape.
Oh, does he now?
The children were keen to tell James all about the Red Shadow.
Nobody knows who he is. In fact, anyone in the station could be a hero in disguise right now.
I wonder if I have superpowers too.
As James left the station, Rebecca called after him.
Who knows, James? Maybe you do.
On his way to Marron Station, James imagined himself as a masked super engine, rescuing other engines who needed help.
Just think. Me, the world's first super engine.
But then there was trouble. Up ahead, Rocky the crane was lifting some big barrels of oil across the tracks when the barrels swung around and some gloopy black oil spilled out.
Whoa! Oh!
As James passed by, the oil splashed right across his face. Rocky quickly put the barrels down before any more oil spilt.
Oh dear, sorry about that.
James stopped beside Rocky. His face and his shiny red paintwork were splattered with sticky black oil.
Sorry? Just look at my paintwork. It's a mess. Now I'll have to go to the washdown and get cleaned up.
James hurried away to the washdown. As James was crossing the Fenland Bridge, he caught sight of his reflection in the water.
Oh, just look at me.
Then James noticed something. The oily splodge across his eyes made him look like he was wearing the black mask of a comic book hero.
Oh, just look at me. I look like the rail rocket. That's it. Maybe I am a super engine after all. I need to patrol the railway. Never fear! Rail Rocket is here!
James was having great fun, pretending to be the rail rocket.
It was a sunny day, and all seemed well. But little did anyone know that hidden in the shadows, danger was lurking. Thankfully, Rail Rocket was on hand, ready for anyone in need of...
Help!
What was that? Did my super hearing just detect a cry for...
Help!
A distress call! Someone's in trouble!
James rushed towards the sound of the calls for help and spotted 2 children up ahead. James stopped beside them.
Da-da-da-da! Never fear! Rail Rocket is here! Where's the trouble? Is it a raging storm? A runaway train? A broken bridge?
Our new kite is stuck in a tree.
The boy pointed to a large tree overhanging the track. High up in the branches was a beautiful blue kite.
A kite? Stuck up a tree?
James was a bit disappointed. This wasn't the kind of daring rescue he'd been hoping for. But he could see how unhappy the children looked. So...
Worry not! Luckily, I have my super funnel with me!
James took a deep breath. Then blew a big blast of steam from his funnel. The steam blew the kite out of the branches, and it floated down to the children.
Hooray!
Now I must fly! Sodor is calling! Da-da-da-da!
Wow!
James raced away before the children could guess who was under the super engine mask.
Not only does Rail Rocket react to danger, he senses it before it's even become dangerous.
Then James heard the sound of bells in the distance.
What's that? Did my super hearing just detect a distress bell? Someone's in trouble! I must assist them immediately! Da-da-da-da! Never fear! Rail Rocket is here!
James arrived at the level crossing to find that the distress bell he had heard was only some goats safely crossing the line.
Goat bells? Oh, come on! So much for Sodor calling. There's never a disaster when you need one. I've had it with being a super engine. Oh, I'm going to get cleaned up and return to my old normal life.
James continued on towards the washdown. He was feeling a bit sad that the rail rocket still hadn't rescued any engines in danger. Meanwhile, at the coal hopper, Rebecca was waiting to fill up with coal when she heard shouting.
Help! Runaway coal trucks! I can't stop!
It was Percy. He'd lost control of some heavy coal trucks, and they were pushing him along the track.
Percy!
Whoa!
Then Percy and his coal trucks came off the tracks. Percy came to a stop, but one of the trucks slammed into the legs of the coal hopper. It looked like the coal hopper might collapse right on top of Rebecca, but Rebecca couldn't get out of the way. Her track was blocked by overturned coal trucks.
Oh no!
Meanwhile, James had arrived at the washdown.
What's the point of being a super engine if they don't even need my...
Help!
Wait, did I just hear a cry for...
Help!
That sounds like Rebecca. She's in trouble. Real trouble.
James realised this was his chance to rescue an engine in danger.
Da-da-da-da! Never fear! Rail Rocket is here!
James raced toward Rebecca. He bashed the coal trucks out of the way and then pushed Rebecca out of danger. At that moment, the coal hopper collapsed and crashed to the ground in a huge cloud of coal dust. But Rebecca was safe.
Rail Rocket is here to protect you! And now, if you'll excuse me, I must fly! Sodor is calling!
In the swirling clouds of coal dust, neither Rebecca or Percy could see the engine who had saved the day.
Wow! Rail Rocket.
That night at Tidmouth Sheds, Percy told the other engines all about the rail rocket.
And then he burst through the coal and pushed Rebecca to safety.
James arrived back from the washdown. His black mask had been washed off and his red paint was clean and shiny.
Did I miss anything?
Oh, James, we had our very own super engine. He was called Rail Rocket.
Oh, he sounds quite the character.
Nia was puzzled.
I wonder who he was.
But even Rebecca had no idea who had saved her.
Who knows? He could be just about anyone.
James the super engine backed into his shed and whispered quietly to himself.
Dun, 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 dun.
The end. Listen out for other adventures with Thomas and Friends Storytime. Parents, if you like what you heard, please leave us a review and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. Tell your friends too. Thomas and Friends is a registered trademark of Ghislaine Thomas Limited.